Neurofeedback is a stimulation of the brain using, in our case, electromagnetic fields and actually inducing current flow with voltage, with electrodes. And the particulars of how that's done and the power and all is determined by the quantitative electroencephalogram, QEEG, or brain map, that measures the brain and compares it to a normative database. When we look at the normative database comparison with an individual's brain map, we can see that it's high or low in a particular lobe, high in theta in the frontal lobe, characteristics that represent different conditions that manifest in anxiety or depression, and we can actually modify those using the pulsed electromagnetic fields in the induced current in the skull. Well, the information we get out of the quantitative electroencephalogram is how the brain is operating in comparison to a large number of brains that are considered normal. And then what we do is, I like the analogy of tuning the brain. We're not telling the brain what to think or how to be, but we're tuning it like you'd tune a guitar. As an example, someone will look at their brain map, and when I'm explaining it to them, I'll say, well, the beta range is thinking, and you're higher than average. And they say, well, that's good, isn't it? And the truth is, when you're tuning a guitar, if you're tuning a G string, you want to tune it to a G, not to an A. It doesn't make it better. So we're looking to get the thing in balance so you can play whatever songs you want on the guitar, on your guitar. So after we get the quantitative electroencephalogram, the brain map, we come up with a protocol that we apply, and usually we like to do it at least twice a week. We put electromagnets on different parts of the skull, and we pulse the frequencies that we want the brain to move towards. It's interesting to note, even though the power is it's in the range of what you get holding a cell phone up to your ear, by suggesting to the brain certain frequencies, the brain will follow. And it's been proven over decades that the brain will move towards the frequencies that we suggest with the electromagnetic fields. When the brain is in balance, when we don't have too many frequencies that are representative of anxiety or feeling tense, we can get the whole system to work better and to communicate with itself, have the frontal lobe connect effectively with the occipital in the back. In simple computer analogies, you might think of the frontal lobe being the cockpit or the conscious center, and the hard drive being back in the occipital. And so getting those connections working efficiently is really important, because when you get asked a question and you have to retrieve it from your memory, you would like that connection to be as efficient and quick as possible. So we help a whole lot of things. We help kids, I think maybe if there was a main thing that we're doing in this office, we help kids that can't work effectively in the classroom situation, pay more attention from a relaxed state, and hopefully do it without chemicals in the brain. And hopefully, sometimes we get kids in here that are on Ritalin or other drugs like that to deal with ADD and ADHD. With the neurofeedback, we can make those drugs necessary in smaller quantities, or hopefully and eventually unnecessary.